Warning, stop pretending to people please or be who you're not, because you're gonna attract the wrong people, even as your friends. And that ain't good for you, because now you will have to keep pretending to be who you're not, right? It's like me pretending that I love basketball, yet I have no clue as to what it is.
And then you spend time going for those games and all that.
And you don't even enjoy it, When you know that this is the will of God, what you are doing, this is the time to go for your HIV tests.
Yeah.
Hey, STD tests, please. Those diseases, get to know, because and we're not bashing anyone with any of these things, by the way, guys. But just know what you have and what you're getting yourself into. You don't want to reach there all of a sudden. You have these symptoms, you have this disease, and you're like, and then you end up hating the person because it's a lifelong thing. Hello guys, my name is Dreti.
And my name is James.
And this is
The Authentic Adventist Home.
And today we are going to talk about a juicy topic, which is romantic relationship and the stages in it. So make sure you stay tuned. So guys, as we said, this is a very juicy topic. Like, who doesn't love romance and relationships and love stories and all these things? If you haven't watched our love story, you can go ahead and watch it in our videos. If you go down, you'll find it. There are 3 parts. Yes, it's that long, but anyway, there is stages to a romantic relationship. But before we get into it, we want to define it, because man, we can all seem to have our own definitions of things nowadays. So what is a romantic relationship?
Make sure you follow closely. A romantic relationship is a mutual relationship. By mutual, I mean it's a two-way, right? A mutual relationship between a man and a woman that is intimate and involves strong love and affection.
Ooh, strong love and affection.
Yeah, there are certain things here to note. Mutual relationship
between
man
and a woman.
And it is intimate. It involves.
And we'll get into intimacy, guys. When we think of intimacy, please, we do not just mean.
Don't go wild.
Anyway, it involves
strong love. Number one, God is love, right?
Yes.
And affection.
Yeah. I love you.
I love you too. So
only for married guys.
Affection. Yeah, this is marriage. It's another.
So as he just defined it, a romantic relationship, it's mutual, it's between 2 people, a man and a woman. It involves strong love and affection, and it's also intimate. So that is what a romantic relationship is, we would say. This is like from the dictionary, right? Or
So I can't quote which dictionary, but
we wanted to just get a general view of what it is. And now that we know what it is, what a romantic relationship is, now we're going to get into the stages in a romantic relationship, right? We all love love, but sometimes we skip from this stage to the other stage, which is not a great thing. Sometimes people come from, this to that, and that's where we get things like one night stand, blah blah blah. Which ain't good. So yes, the stages can go by fast. We're not talking about the time periods today. They can meet in a week, and we have heard of people who get married in a week, and all these stages they may have gone through it, but in a fast way. But for the average person, right, most of us go through it in kind of these stages, and you recognize it as you go. So we want to speak on them. The first stage is
friendship. And you may be asking yourself, am I going into the friend zone or something like that?
Friendship is such
What
an
is
important stage, but it's also a scary one, as you said.
But I mean, even Jesus said, my friend, you're my friend. I led my life for my friends, right?
Yeah.
So friendship is the first stage.
Yeah, friendship is the first stage, and to speak on this, like, you cannot start dating when you don't, like, when we say friendship, we don't necessarily mean like you've been friends for years or anything. As we said, we're not giving any time period to this. Some people become friends for years before they start dating. Some people immediately they meet, friends for 5 minutes, and then the next thing they are being asked on a date. It depends, it varies from person to person, but we're saying the first stage is always friendship, and it's great. It's a great thing because you will just get to become their friend. And the great thing about friendship is that there is no biasness. Right? There is no the whole pretending. You shouldn't be, but most people do. So there is no pretending to be perfect, pretending to be the one, pretending all these pretenses. Yeah, you're free with each other, and yes, the crush, the feelings may start coming in there, and that's when you go to the next stage. But at the beginning, you just become friends. Oh, I met a good friend, we exchange numbers or whatever, and we're chatting like just as friends, or we follow each other and all these things. So the first stage is friendship.
What would you say like makes people friends, like two people?
I think it's a mutual connection in a way of like having things that connect you, like you share values, you share hobbies. It can start from the smallest things, like maybe we both go to the same church, or we both love a certain sport or just something, and then you become friends on that thing. Like, haven't you met people like at a certain place, and then you talk about something and you connect on that thing? So it's similarities that usually makes people friends. And please stop pretending, people. Warning: stop pretending to people please or be who you're not, because you're gonna attract the wrong people even as your friends, and that ain't good for you, because now you will have to keep pretending to be who you're not, right? It's like me pretending that I love basketball, yet I have no clue as to what it is.
And then you spend time going for those games and all that,
and you don't even enjoy it. So you end up attracting the wrong thing. So be authentic, be who you want to attract. Like, just be yourself, and the right people will get attracted to you. So that's the first stage. The second one is the dating stage, and many people confuse dating and courtship. So today we're kind of also going to clear the confusion between dating and courtship. So what happens in the dating stage?
So this is where a man and a woman go for outings, right? So they set a date.
As you hear, dating.
That's why it's called dating. Go to your calendar, you look a time where you're free, you set a date, and then you go for outings. And these outings are purposely to come and to know each other more deeply through a number of conversations and life experiences, you know.
So it's like, and guys, I think we'll maybe do a video on this topic, what to talk about on dates, because sometimes most dates are just wasteful, because people just go eat and then go home, and it's like there is nothing that really happened. No, this is your chance to get the person, to get to know the person more, and as we go on these stages, you're getting to know each other deeper and deeper and deeper, right? So now before you were friends, like just buddies, like hi, but now you're getting to the next stage, which is which is dating. He has asked you on a date. You have now gone for that date, and you're on that date. You, the guy and the girl, talk about things, ask questions, share life experiences. See, are we on the same path? Like, or are you just going just to have fun and there is nothing constructive you're doing, or to eat? Some people go for food. There is a good percentage that go for food, Food is great, but that's not the main reason you're there.
Chicken and
Anyway, we're vegetarian guys, so yeah, no, we're vegans. We're plant-based. Anyway, so yeah, like going and having constructive conversations, asking the right questions. And as I said, we'll probably do a video on what questions to talk about and what questions to ask. But yeah, ask those questions, get to know, are we on the same path, or is she traveling this way and for me I'm traveling this way? Because you will keep going on more dates if you see this is going somewhere. But if you don't see a future in that place, please leave that chicken alone that you go for the restaurant, and please find your way out. The other person finds their way out as well. So there's and we also I always tell people there's nothing wrong with dating. The only problem comes in if you're trifling with hearts, like flirting and involving emotions and committing to something that you're not really there in, or saying, okay, now we are, we are like real dating, like in a relationship, yet you're actually not. That is wrong. But if you're just going on dates to get to know each other, there is nothing wrong with that. And make sure that the dates you go on are in open places during the day. Please prevent going out at night, because we do not want to give way to temptation. So yeah, that's the main thing I'll say about dating. Is there anything more to add to dating?
No, just a quick question. So from what we have said, when you're dating, does it mean you guys are in a relationship?
Oh, okay, that's actually good. So the first times, obviously, you're going on dates to know where are you, right? And then after that, if you see you on the same path, now you get into a relationship. During the dating stage. But it starts out with going out, or it doesn't have to be a restaurant. We're just giving that as an example. It can be a hike, it can be,
you get to even know someone's interest.
It can be whatever, right? Just not in the bedroom and not in secret places, open places. Meet up, get to know each other, or even chatting. There are people who do online relationships, so chatting, get to know the other person. Ask those questions, and when you see, okay, I really love this person, we're on the same path, we have the same values, then you can get into that relationship prayerfully. So yes, you get into the relationship. But for most people, when they get into the relationship, now what makes it different from courtship is I don't want to say there is no there is commitment, but it's to a certain level. It's not the commitment of we're really heading to marriage. However, I would advise, like for example, for us, we did go on dates the first time and whatever, and after that we just jumped to courtship. Because I didn't have time to now figure what. But if you are a bit confused, or if you are, I don't advise you to get into a relationship when you're confused, but if you're in a position where you're like, you know what, I need to take some time to get to know this person more and I don't want to commit, then dating stage is just a good stage to stay in until you get to the courtship stage. Now, what's the courtship stage?
So the courtship stage, as compared to dating, it's the process of determining whether it's not your will, but God's will for a man and a woman to marry one another.
Amen.
You may see this guy or this lady and you're like, I'm madly in love with this person. I think they are the best for me, and I'm the best for them, but God sees what we don't see, right?
Yep.
He sees the hidden stuff. So this stage is very helpful. It involves a lot of things like prayer, fasting, observation, also,
and asking deeper
questions. There are people who will see things that you don't see because probably during that time you are so madly in love with this person, right? And time to see those red flags or green flags, right?
And we honestly, I think if you read the book Adventist Home or Letters to Young Lovers, it's not good to, in all these stages, it's not good to go beyond 3 years. We don't advise on long. Is it this, man, the devil has really filled our heads with wrong things, that nowadays it's like people say, oh Manya, I will
For 10
have to
years.
live with this person to get to know them before
And
marriage.
then I see if it
And then I
works.
say if it works. This is all the devil's plan. This is
Yeah.
not how God intended things to go. You know, even things like dating for, is it 10 years, and then after you break up, like,
Yeah,
just think of that
wasting of
time wastage, man. Yeah, so
and emotions.
yeah, and we would say if you're not ready to get married within maximum 3 years, it's better you don't just don't get into a
Just
relationship.
focus on yourself.
Focus on
yeah.
your singlehood. When you see 3 years from now, be ready, then get into a relationship. But before that, because it's going to leave room for temptation, it's going to leave room for so many things, and it's just prolonged relationships are not the best. And you can read more about it in the book. But yeah, courtship is something that's so important, because you get to see the will of God for your relationship. And when you actually know that this is the person, now this is the time that you start really preparing for marriage, which is the next stage. So courtship is also a season where you prepare for marriage. And whenever people think of preparing for marriage, they think of the wedding. Which is one day, and they forget the lifelong commitment. You know, marriage, which is the next stage, is a lifelong commitment to one another.
What is the key word?
Lifelong?
Yes.
Yeah, lifelong commitment. Yeah, it's a lifelong commitment to one another. There is no divorce, there is no what. So if you understand the will of God in courtship, you'll be like, bruh, I am with you forever. So am I really willing to be with you?
It's not a contract.
It's not. It's not a contract that
position.
ends.
It's a permanent job.
Yeah, and it's not even a permanent job that you can quit or whatever.
Those permanent jobs, I don't know why they are called permanent, and yet you can be.
Or you can be fired. You know.
Yes.
So make sure that you take your time to get to know this person in the deepest way possible. The deepest health condition, you know, their mental well-being, generational traumas or curses or all these things, and we'll do a video on this. You know, get to know everything about them as much as possible, because you want to know what you're getting yourself into. And if you have someone who doesn't like opening up, this is the time to work on your communication skills. Communicate your expectations. Communicate things like how many children are we planning to have? Are we planning to have any kids? If we are having any kids, how many children are we planning to have? Obviously, it's God that blesses, and we believe in that. But what are your plans, right? What are your goals? Are you planning to live in the country or the city? Like, talk about your dreams, your hopes, everything. This is like for me, it's my favorite stage.
Right.
Courtship is like the deepest, and me, I love deep things. It's like the deepest, most intimate stage, because you talk about your dreams, your hopes, your like everything. Get to even talk about things like how will you discipline your children, parenting, what, like talk about everything, because
Where do
now
you want to live?
Yeah, where do you want to live? Are you planning to move to another country? Like all these types of things. Talk about families, right? His family, her family. Talk about the things that maybe health conditions or generational issues that you want to break, you know, and what are you dealing with? Because if you don't know what you're dealing with, it's hard to tell what to solve, right? But if you know, in this family they have a problem of drinking, they have a problem of maybe lying or whatever, then you know what to pray about, you know? So, or even health conditions. This is the time when, again, courtship, we're talking of courtship, when you know that this is the will of God, what you are doing, this is the time to go for your HIV tests. Hey, STD tests, please. Those diseases, get to know, because and we're not bashing anyone with any of these things, by the way, guys, but just know what you have and what you're getting yourself into. You don't want to reach there all of a sudden you have these symptoms, you have this disease, and you're like, and then you end up hating the person, because it's a lifelong thing. So know what you're getting yourself into. So this is one of the deepest stages before you get married. It is the deepest stage before you get married, and then after comes marriage.
The little heaven.
The little heaven on earth. You know, many people tend to think of marriage, I don't know, they just think of the wedding and that's it. They think of that beautiful gown and that wonderful suit and that enjoyment and the honeymoon, and they forget the whole thing.
Yeah.
But marriage is deeper than that.
Right.
Yeah. You want to say anything?
No, I think we have.
Yeah. And marriage, and we'll have a segment on each of these stages. For now, we're doing a segment on singlehood or life before marriage. Afterwards, we're going to go into dating, courtship, and then eventually we're going to get into marriage, parenthood, and all these other things, and all the topics. You know, homemaking. In our vlogs, we'll be sharing our my homemaking journey and how we work together on that, and all these other things. So these are the different stages. I'll just list them quickly: friendship, dating, courtship, and marriage. And in between courtship and marriage, there is obviously things like engagement, wedding, things like that.
Right.
But it's not really a main stage. Yes, you're a fiancé, but it's for a short time. So yeah. So these are the things that we wanted to touch on today. We hope you guys have enjoyed this video. If you have, give us
a thumbs up, like,
and
share, make sure you subscribe, comment if you love this video, spread it widely, and we hope that you enjoy and you continue showing up to watch what we have to present from the Lord.
And guys, if you also are looking at my hair and wondering what did she use, I have a small thing on the side that I sell hair oil, so you can DM me on Instagram, or probably check the link. There is a website and you'll be able to purchase one for yourself and enjoy your hair looking great. He's also looking great. Look at his beard and his hair. This is just a little side advertisement, but we hope you guys enjoyed this video. There's a whole playlist on singlehood, and there's going to be playlists on all these stages, so stay tuned for that. We hope that this blesses you. Share it with your friends and family members, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.